I've always been a gamer and a technology enthusiast, into all the latest gadgets and immersive technologies. Well, games are my life. I can't live without it. And I've always been fascinated by the potential of technology to change our perceptual experience. Anyway, I recently purchased the newest version of Oculus, and it is mind-blowing. They are really cool and change the experience of perception. The feeling of complete immersion in the virtual world is simply indescribable. I've explored all types of virtual reality, and this is unlike anything I've ever experienced before. It was an amazing journey into the worlds of VRChat. I love wandering around there in search of new, interesting worlds and meet new people. Sometimes I'm lucky, and sometimes I'm not. That happens too. So this time I put on a brand new Oculus and went to VRChat in the hope of finding something for myself. Almost immediately, I stumbled upon a mysterious world called Cryptic Enigma. I received an invitation from someone who seemed to be one of my friends in VR, but I don't actually remember them. When you enter the mysterious world of Cryptic Enigma, a long message pops up, informing you that by entering, you agree to solve all the puzzles and complete all tasks. If you fail to do so, you will be trapped in the world forever. But who actually believes such warnings? It was cool and added intrigue to the world, but nothing more. As soon as I entered the game, I realized that I liked it here. Everything is made to look like the Middle Ages, like in the retro games. A little magic, a little horror stories, and graphic-like from early 2000s. All this created a good ambiance, and when I got to the first puzzle, I realized that this was right for me. The tasks and puzzles were simply fascinating. I was expecting an exciting challenge, but this is a whole other level, and I really won't be able to leave until I solve everything. I was determined to solve all and win, to reach the end. I'm a gamer after all. It was like you want to eventually challenge the main boss and win. As I got deeper into the game, the tasks I encountered only became more difficult. It was as if the game had a mind of its own and knew why I came and what I want. It was super cool. Before that started, everything was good until it got bad. I played and couldn't stop. I would like to, but I couldn't. You know that feeling when you are so engrossed in something that you forget about eating and sleeping. The details in the game were so macabre and unsettling, with eerie whispers and flickering shadows that seemed to follow me as I moved through the medieval landscape, as if created for those who love games and a little fear. I was determined to win, but with each level I passed, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being pulled into something far more sinister than I had ever expected. And I loved it. Who doesn't like to get their nerves tickled sometimes? Without this, life seems very boring to me. In the game, you can drive a car like you never can in reality, or fight the main boss like a kung fu master. And there must be some thrills to dilute our bland reality. As an avid gamer, I have a rule. I must eat at least once a day and sleep at least 4 hours every 2 days. I know my limits, and I know what happens if they are violated, so I always set an alarm during the game. If you are like me, then you know that you need to have some kind of boundaries, otherwise you will live only in games. Therefore, when I realized that it was time for me to eat, I felt sad to leave the world and the game. But what needs to be done must be done. I was ready to pause the game, but I realized that there was no such option. I could not bring up the menu. What scared me the most was that I couldn't take off my headset, and the time was ticking to solve the puzzle. And that's why I remembered the warning at the beginning, and here I really felt panic, and also this ominous music. All this put pressure on me and did not allow me to breathe normally. Adrenaline was pumping through my blood, and I felt an unpleasant tight knot in my stomach. But I didn't let it get the best of me. Sure, I questioned my sanity several times as I played through the game, but I was determined to win and put an end to any force that tried to make me question reality. With each new puzzle solved, with each level passed, I felt clarity come, and I could breathe normally again. The game felt like it was testing me, pushing me to my limits, but I wasn't about to give up. I want to live real life to the fullest and not be stuck in the virtual world alone, no matter how interesting this world may be. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, I solved the final puzzle, and the end screen appeared. I've never been so glad to see it, and I never thought I'd be so glad to see the end of the game. It was as if the angels were singing, honestly. A feeling of relief flooded me. Over the next few days, I tried to figure out what it was. my imagination or something supernatural like in some movies. But I didn't know for sure. It seems like it was real. But at times I wondered if it was just my nerves playing tricks on me. A week later, I mustered all the courage I had and put the Oculus back on my head. I decided that I'm not a chicken and I want to know if it was all just in my head or not. And I was confident in my ability to win. So I went to VRChat and tried to find this world, but I couldn't. It was as if it never existed. It was unpleasant. And now I have this uneasy feeling when you don't know where the truth is and where the lie is, which is more unsettling than if I had a clear understanding of the situation. But you know what? I came out of it with a newfound understanding of the power of technology and the strength of the human spirit. It's like I've leveled up in real life and am now ready to take on whatever the tech world throws at me.